What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, while some of us eagerly anticipate the arrival of these brand new heroes to be introduced in Marvel Phase 4, there are others who are looking further down the road, waiting for the first Easter eggs and explainers for mutants so that it can lead directly to the X-Men and the introduction of fan favorites, well, like Wolverine. Today, we've got a brand new update from a trusted industry insider who says that Wolverine may not be how we're used to him in the other movies. Logan going to feature in much a different way. We're going to break down what he had to say about the MCU's Wolverine and then examine some Easter eggs and ideas of just when we may see him in the MCU, guys, and it's sooner than you would think, especially with the upcoming Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like I said, we're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel-related stuff, including this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray Bill and our 3rd and final Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So it was months ago that the infamous and anonymous leaker Roger Wardell said that Wolverine would be coming to the MCU and very soon, and in fact, it would be Shuri that would give him his first high-tech Arctic suit. Now, we definitely went ahead and examined the ways that that could happen, and that is far off the path, but what's not is the immediate Easter egg showing up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for which they are many, and we've gone on to explain that we've already seen symbolism for Ogun, who leads directly to the creator of Weapon X and the creation of Wolverine. So eventually, we're going to get him in the MCU, and as I mentioned, it may be sooner than later with the setup we know is coming in the Falcon in the Winter Soldier. Well, it was revealed by industry insider Daniel Rickman via his Patreon just days ago that when Wolverine finally hits the MCU, that he's going to feature more as the anti-hero type than immediately joining the X-Men the way he did in the now branded Legacy X-Men films. And guys, that's not too much of a departure from Logan, always a loner, and there are a ton of ways that he can enter the MCU, still operate in that gray area between supervillains and superheroes before he eventually makes his way onto the side of good. Remember, he's always really been on his own side and try to figure out what's going on with his past, and it would be well within the scope of his personality and or character development to have him not be immediately joining a team like the Avengers and or the X-Men. Interestingly enough to note, there are 2 really good opportunities to introduce this character into the MCU, well, as long as we have an explainer for mutants, which I think a lot of us are expecting coming via Scarlet Witch and this multiverse of madness, considering her tie to the storyline House of M, how she's not going to be able to iterate no more mutants if there aren't any, and of course with her backstory being the linchpin for perhaps how the Infinity Stones unlock the X gene among the MCU. As long as we get some explainers for that, and now that WandaVision is actually coming before Falcon in the Winter Soldier, we have both that TV series on Disney Plus and the upcoming Black Widow to examine the backstories of what's gone on with Super Soldier Serum and what's gone on with Super Soldier programs to introduce us to something like Weapon X, where it was founded, what's happened with that during the Infinity Saga and before, and now leading into the future of the MCU, so that you built a nice big backstory for Logan, and when he's introduced, we already know some of the pieces that are in play from the Infinity Saga. Now, interestingly enough, and as I mentioned right after the prologue, it was the infamous and anonymous leaker Roger Wardell that said that Shuri would be providing a nanotech Arctic suit to Wolverine, and that had me scratching my head for just a second, thinking about where they would be and where he would need an Arctic suit. Now, I'm not sure how Shuri would make her way to Canada, but considering that's where Logan's origin is and they have more than an abundance of snow, you have to think about how the MCU would end up there in general, and then you think about what we already know about Spider-Man 3, that perhaps he would be on the run because of his identity being revealed and of course the attacks being pinned on him that were really from Mysterio. And then you think about the fact that they're going to be filming, or at least were in some part, in Iceland. What the terrain looks like there could easily substitute for Canada, which in the past has been a safe haven for mutants. We saw that in the Logan film. And then you think about how they could meet up there, Spider-Man on the run, on the lam, on the countryside, and then you think about the introduction of Wolverine. Now look, I am absolutely not saying that Wolverine is going to be showing up in Spider-Man 3. Not at all. But what I am saying is there are more than enough elements now between Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Black Widow, and even what we know about the Multiverse of Madness in Doctor Strange, now Doctor Strange's involvement in Spider-Man 3 and where he may be during that film, and there are more than enough elements now, even if Falcon and the Winter Soldier just basically scratched the surface with the Weapon X Easter eggs, to have built out a nice strong backstory when first we get Logan in the MCU. But when could that be? And that's where my final thought is. I've said many times in the past, if the Russos were to return something for like a Secret Wars, then they would do probably a lead-in the way they did with Captain America, pick up one solo film, and of course that film would be none other than Wolverine, where Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige and the MCU may have been playing the long game with some of their bigger name marquees a long time until we'll see another Avengers film. It's looking even longer at this point with all of the pushbacks to the Phase 4 slate. They may have to do a reshuffling to make sure some of their bigger name characters like Wolverine make their way to the forefront now that they've had this huge delay, and of course thinking about their bottom line. They know what the fans want to see. And the fans want to see a Wolverine solo trilogy and Wolverine in the MCU sooner than later. And every year that goes by, every day that comes off of the calendar that Hugh Jackman is retired from the character is another day closer to the brand new introduction and recasting of this character for the MCU. And again, with all of the shakeups and pushbacks that they've had already this year, you have to imagine that they may be prioritizing some of their bigger names and bigger characters so that we can get to that next Wolverine and/or Avengers 5 sooner than later. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, where you want to see Logan feature, how you want to see him featured in the MCU before he makes his way over to the X-Men, and if you think we're ever going to get Hulk vs. Wolverine in the MCU, I'm all ears. And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 700,000 subscriber mark, which we will easily hit in the next couple of weeks. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do is the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and that'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes here at the channel, like this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray Bill and our 3rd and final Infinity Saga box set. Now, we already gave 2 away here at the channel earlier this year. We're giving this one away during December, regardless of the subscriber count. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, the Beta Ray Bill, the Infinity Saga box set, or any of the other future prizes we give away here at the channel, as we will be switching over to the PlayStation 5, and of course doubling down on ticket giveaways and DVDs whenever those return to normalcy. All the same rules will always apply here at the channel. Hit the subscribe button to make sure you're a subscriber, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on to keep up with the channel, then leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it is truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of the video, the same way we're doing here, and if you've missed any of the previous winner announcements, no worries. All you have to do is scroll back through the channel, look for the winner announcement in the sub count in the title, click on that video and scroll to the end. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.